Alright, so I'm preparing to do the first start. The little quart of oil they give you is exactly the amount of oil you need to fill this thing up for the first time. I'm assuming that they've already pre-filled the oil filter. There was oil residue on the dipstick when I pulled it out when it was dry, so they probably filled these from factory to include the factory oil filter. So hopefully it should be fine. There is no gas in this generator. I do know that they did start it at least one time at the factory because the gas tank does in fact smell like oil. And it smells like gas. So it has been run at least one time at the factory. I'm hoping that it won't start because I want it to kind of cycle over and get that oil around and fill the galleries before I start this thing. So I'm going to try to crank it over with no fuel in the tank, and we'll see how successful I am. I probably won't turn the gas on the petcock, so we'll see. Alright, so it's a little dark down here, but here's your plug going from your battery. Right up here, you've got the other side of this plug with the zip tie. So we're going to bust that zip tie and plug it in. Alright, so we're plugged in. Got this guy set to no gas. Okay, I guess it just turns it on automatically. These are off. Okay, that's probably good. Let's go ahead and put gas in it. Alright, cold start. We'll see how this guy works. Totally cold, buddy. I imagine these lines are probably empty, so it might take it a second. The code earlier that seems to have stopped. I'm not going to flip any of that because there's a lot of condensation on the front of it. But let's cut it off and let's check its oil real quick. Alright, before we run any more, I'm going to check this oil and we'll see where we're at. Alright, I don't know if it'll focus, but we're looking pretty good on there. It's brand new oil, so it's not very shiny. Well, I mean, it's very shiny, it's the problem. But it does look like it's on full, so we're just going to stick that back in there. And I'm going to let it run itself completely dry. And then, well actually, I think I'm going to shut off the power to the house and I'm going to see if this guy can power the air conditioner real quick. Why not? Alright, so this is our cable. We've got a twist lock. We're going to roll this up. And my house is already wired with a interlock, which currently my breakers are, this should be completely dead. My interlock's flipped. I still have house power. We will get to how you connect this in a second, but first off, I am going to hook up the generator with my breakers turned off and start it up. Alright, let that guy focus. Okay, as you can see, this is locked in place. This is a pretty monster cable. Running over here, again, breakers are all off. So let's start the generator up. So this is what we're working with. We're going to start by shutting all of these breakers off and then flipping this and starting the interlock. So we'll start at the top. Get our lights back on. So we're completely dead. Main's off. This slides over. And that's the generator. Let's go turn the generator on. That's the whole house. Let's see what happens. Well, for starters, this one works just fine in my garage, but we don't need it, so we will turn it off so that we have a best case scenario for the main one. We're going to mess with the AC, see if we can't get it to kick on, because this is where it's set to. Alright, let's see if it kicks on. And that's a running AC, buddy. And we got cold air. Beautiful. Alright, it has run itself dry. It's in the garage now. I'm going to do an oil change. I'm going to keep the filter, but I'm going to get that garbage oil that it ships with out of it. And then, yeah, should be in business. Alright, couple things to note for the process. Also, if you're going to put your generator in the garage like I do, remember these guys. They are electric. Generators like these are very nice because they're very lightweight. You can carry them with one hand. This one was $290 from Harbor Freight. It was an open box deal. With a full tank of gas, weighs just about nothing. Can walk them through the house, run an extension cord through the window, open this with no problem. Don't make the mistake of locking your generator in the garage. Now, you saw me shut off all of the breakers, and one of the first things I did was I actually turned on the generator. And one of the reasons for that is you want your generator to be warm before you go and plug anything into it and put a load on it. You don't want your generator to be cold and then smack it with the whole load of your house. So, start your generator first. And you saw I also put the cable on first. That way I don't have to mess with it while dealing potentially with live power. This was the last step I did. Whenever you're turning on your breakers on the house, do them one at a time. You don't want to load up the whole generator with the whole house in the snap of a finger. If you noticed, I was going slow, listening for any dips in the power. We didn't really hear anything. I didn't really hear anything until the AC kicked on, and even that, I mean, it really didn't hit this generator that hard. That's to be expected. I don't have a soft start. I intend to get a soft start for that AC just because it prolongs the life of your AC. It's more than just a generator aid. But once I do that, I mean, this thing is more than capable of powering my house. Most of my appliances are gas. But I hope this video helped you. And if you guys have any questions about this, I've been working pretty hard to make sure I did this correctly. I still have some more work that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be plumbing some natural gas lines with some quick disconnects. So that'll be a future video on this generator. And like always, let me know if you guys need any help with anything.